Aisha. Oh, David.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Boy, this room really has some showy stuff showing
And you
here.
remember him?
Yeah, Arif.
Arif. Awesome.
So anyway, you got new goodies here. I've been going over a few things here, and some are really very important minerals.
Thank you.
So let's have a little tour here and go through and start wherever you want to start over here. Okay. What really makes this so important, it's actually three major things. Okay, it's the crystal and its shape. You have inclusions, but you don't have horrible fracturing.
Right.
And you have beautiful blue color. And then it has matrix. So the whole combination of this is quite unique. I've never seen anything like this in my life, and I've seen a lot of burls. So I consider this a very, very powerful specimen, even though it is in water, clear, and all that. This is mineralogically, this is a great piece.
Well, coming from you, that means a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's wonderful. See, a lot of people, it really is quite funny. A lot of people think they just bend. No, what it is, the piece cracked, then re-healed back together. And it might have been a fissure type of thing where you had several cracks and then it all cemented naturally, and there you have it. So it looks like the thing is literally, you bent the thing. This is a fantastic thing for other reason. It's large and bent. You usually see these in much smaller pieces. Number two, you have lovely blue color to this piece, and terminated. So it's double terminated. Then you have the charl in the break zone, which is very weird how this held together.
When it's penetrated here, and
yes,
here the growth interruption.
That's correct.
Kind of slicing it.
That is correct. I don't know what that brown is. That iron in there?
Probably yes.
Yeah. Okay. It's like a geode practically of the brochantite with this malachite just all over the outer perimeter of the specimen. This is a very unusual thing.
Very unusual. Yeah. Beautiful color.
Gorgeous,
very beautiful
gorgeous
color.
thing.
And we got this from the Congo, from a person who belongs to that part of the world.
Okay.
I mean, any more direct, he would have to dig it out of the ground himself.
I see. Well, that's a wonderful thing.
People have seen brochantite by itself, or malachite by itself, but seldom a combination of brochantite and malachite together.
Never seen anything like it. Fantastic. This is fantastic.
Yes.
This fluorite here,
fluorite right
multicolor fluorite. That's the largest one I've seen on matrix. I've seen a couple big, hunky looking things by themselves, but to see a real translucent fluorite and at least two colors, if not three colors in it. So you can call it multicolor. Very, very unusually large. It's the finest one of this type I've ever seen.
The finest one we've ever seen as well, and we've been working in minerals from this area for a long time.
Absolutely.
So.
Okay, here we have the beautiful indicolite blue. Very hard to get these indicolite. You'll see them in the other greenish and pinkish and all that with the white albite at the base. And I can't say I've seen a large one this big with decent translucency. I've seen them large, opaque-ish more. But to get them with the albite like that, a wonderful thing,
Beautiful luster, David.
Beautiful the luster's fabulous, absolutely.
And then you have the darker blue-green, and this is multi-crystal. If you see the termination.
Oh yeah, very much so, yeah.
And when it's backlit, it's really
gorgeous,
eye candy. It's like,
look at that. Are you ready for that? Now, usually these charls come out, they're wonderful, they can be very brilliant and very interesting, but when you start getting combinations of other minerals mixed with they're actually common. This is like a unique thing because you got a quartz crystal here, you got feldspar here, but on top of that, an amethyst terminated crystal. Wow. I looked at this very clearly. It is intact. If somebody made this thing, he's a genius.
You did a good
Other
job.
than nature. It really is something. So you're congratulated for having a thing like this. And the advanced collectors would appreciate this much more than a nice shiny black one, which are fine. You have to give them their credit too, because they're beautiful, and then the contrast with the matrix. But this thing is really truly for a master type collector that really wants the unusual, and this is very unusual.
Only four specimens came out. This was the best of all 4.
You see that?
And it was in the collection of a top collector from South Africa.
Okay.
And his name was Yuli Bauman. And it belonged to his collection. And it so happened that we had a guest today from South Africa, Kalahari Rocks and Minerals, and he is a friend of Uli Bauman.
Okay.
And when he saw that piece, he says, that's Uli Bauman's piece.
You see
and
that?
nothing has come out before or since that, because some people are saying people are putting it together in Africa, they're creating specimens. There's a lot of talk out there. But we heard it today from Dieter, who belongs to South Africa, who's a personal friend of the gentleman who owned this piece, that this is a very rare, and
it is real.
He had owned it, and now we do.
It makes sense that they find them like, I think we can do as well as that, so they're starting to fake them. No, if this thing was a fake, he gets an A+++.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's real.
Now, Dave, we've got something very special to show you. It's very historical.
These are the documentations, like that's the picture of the mine where this, it's a silver specimen.
From Kronsberg. And this was mined when? In 18...
It was...
in the 1800s.
1800s, but the collection...
Beautiful writing.
And that's the original
1960
labels.
here. 1862. Holy God. 1862 to 1960.
So probably the collection
was in that person's possession.
Exactly.
But they were saying that it was in the 1890s it was collected, and then ever since it was with this one family until the 60s.
I see.
And this was also in World War I. The collection got damaged, but
in a fire.
This piece and a few other were saved. The rest of the collection.
Would you believe that?
It's got the provenance, all the pedigree papers, and it's very, very historic.
Yes.
And it's a large piece.
Yes.
It's actually a silver. It may not be elegant
silver.
and beautiful looking, but it's...
no, it's an important thing. Don't misunderstand. I'm not saying, no. It's a heavily important thing.
And it's very heavy.
And the history behind it speaks for itself.
It's 2.65 kg.
Wow. Kilos.
It's 2,650 grams. But you can see all the patina, all the dark edges and where it shines. But let Dave have a feel for it. It's wires and crystal.
Yes, it is.
But to see a piece of history, I think that's really very exciting.
That's very important because it really does have a historical importance to it. If it was just a big silver that just showed up, still a great piece. Don't misunderstand. I'm not putting this thing down, but it isn't the greatest thing.
Right.
It isn't like it could have been razor sharp and all that. Oh my God!
Or long, elegant wires.
Exactly.
And
all
pretty.
that. No, it's what you say. It's a superb, large silver with a wonderful history.
Right.
The history of this thing is great. Very good. Oh, yeah, look at that.
A cluster of aquamarine on a matrix of albite with muscovite crystals.
Yes.
What's unusual, it has fluorite crystals, pink and multicolor fluorite crystals on one end.
Okay.
And pink apatite, if you can see through the mirror.
Oh, yes.
Right at the back, large pink apatite crystals.
Okay.
And where you see the separation in the center, it's not broken in the mine where it's separated millions of years ago.
Yeah, explain why it isn't broken.
The reason being is because within this crevice, you can see thousands of other crystals growing inside.
You're absolutely right. That explains it. That's important. So anybody coming in here to look at that, you explain that. It looks just like, isn't it a shame it broke when you got it out? No. That's a very old broken. It recrystallized, as you say. That's wonderful. Big museum piece.
It is a museum piece, and And the story is that when it was coming from the area of the second tallest mountain in the world, Mount K2, and it was being brought down to us in the city of Peshawar a few years ago, it was put on top of a bus. And for some reason, I don't know what happened, the bus overturned. And this piece rolled off the top of the bus.
Wow.
And it rolled down a hill and fell into...
In a box?
No, it was, well, it wasn't a box. It was wrapped
Just
in a
wrapped
lot of
well, okay.
plastic and material and sponge, and nothing happened to it.
Wow. How far do you think it rolled, did they say?
It rolled quite, because, coming from Gilgit, when you come down, you look at the river, it looks like a thread. So you know that you are thousands of feet above sea level. It's very
amazing.
high. You need oxygen to breathe.
Yes.
But this piece, just before it came down to Peshawar, the bus had a mishap. Thankfully, nobody got hurt.
Good.
And nobody's wearing a seatbelt, by the way. I don't know if that's a good message to give or not, but they were safe. And the piece rolled down and it fell into soft mud.
Unbelievable.
Into a little ditch.
Wow.
And when they took it out, thankfully, it was perfectly okay. It was a bit dirty, but it was okay.
It was funny. The guy, he said that when the bus flipped over, and he first checked himself that he was fine, and then he was worried about the specimen. So he ran out and he was looking everywhere. The box wasn't there.
Yeah.
And then they found it a few yards away in a ditch.
Inside mud.
How long did it take? Like a day or two to find it, or
No,
anything?
in a few minutes,
Oh, a
like
few
20
minutes,
minutes
okay,
or
okay.
something.
It was nighttime also.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, David.
Thank you so much.
you.
Once again, you did it again.
Thank
you pulled
you,
it
David.
over.
Thank you.
Congratulations for you too.